Be prepared! What's cracking with your people? Anansi here, and welcome back to Jade Empire. In the last one, we continued our jaunt around the school, learned more about our fellow classmates, and even met Gao the Lesser. Real cheery chap this one is. And we solved the riddle of the previous master of Two Rivers, and gained an amazing technique, the gaze of the lion. And in this one, we're going to continue on with Master Lee's orders and find Dawnstar and Gujin to get our weapon for the game. Let's get to it. Now, remember from last episode, we did enough exploring that we pretty much, or you can also dodge roll like this if you hit B and forward. You have access to all your techniques within the game, even if you don't actually use them. Even if you don't really need to use them. But yeah, no, we're going to, what was I looking for again? Right, we're going to find Dawnstar. Remember from the last episode, we found her garden over here.
What's the matter, Dawnstar? Are you scared that Master Lee might find out?
There is talk of approaching bandits, and you bother me with unsubtle advances. How very like you, Gao. No doubt a tactic learned from your criminal father.
His name is Gao the Greater, and he built a fortune out of some ragged thieves and slave traders. If my charm can't lift your spirit, I'll buy the ground from under you.
Flaunting your father's undeserved wealth does not impress me, Gao. It only serves to push me further away.
Hello, Dawnstar. I hope I'm not interrupting. Or, hello, Dawnstar. I certainly hope I am interrupting. It sounds like Dawnstar would like you to leave, Gao. I'm going to be a snide jackass. Hello, Dawnstar. I certainly hope I am interrupting.
You step beyond your station. She and I are discussing her future.
Thank you, Gao, but I'll pick my own poison. Now leave, and if you'd be so kind, stay downwind.
I won't forget this, Dawnstar. You show great disrespect. You as well. You will not take all the glory if there is an attack. We are not through.
Oh, he is Gao the Lesser in all respects. I thought Master Lee allowed him to stay so that the influence of the father could be countered, but Gao never learns. He acts like he's above Master Lee's teachings. Such are the conceits of wealth, I suppose. I appreciate that you arrived when you did.
Well, let's go over here. Let's go with this one since, we're childhood friends. So let's go ahead and be polite, because we can do what the Gao want. You know about the bandits naturally said to get a weapon from Gujin, or I don't like seeing you upset.
That is nice to hear. Gao could learn much from you if he wanted to learn anything from anyone. What does Gao the Lesser ever want? He's convinced that he can buy everything, and that includes people. He's a spoiled little man. I'd rather not dwell on him. Let's not increase his influence by talking about him after he's gone. What is it you wish?
You know about the bandits, Master Lee said to get a weapon from...
Yes, he said you were coming. He just passed here with Si Pat on his way to help Kia Min. It's strange that simple bandits would launch such a raid.
Master Lee was concerned that this would interrupt your training. His respect for your potential is just so absolute. Has he told you any more about your future?
We don't have time to talk. The bandits are more important right now. Speculation's a fool's game. He'll tell me soon enough. No, I have a bad feeling, Dawnstar. Not specifically, but what do you want to know? I'm gonna go with no. I have a bad feeling, Dawnstar.
I don't like your bad feelings. They always end up being right. Remember the grass fire? Half of the field's gone in a day, and you knew it would happen.
I'm sure nothing is going to happen. I'm sure nothing is going to happen, or I don't remember. I'm sure it was nothing.
You said you felt the lightning coming, but not even Master Lee knows the weather like that. I trust your instincts. You are full of such promise. I can see into the spiritual, an ability that grants some insight, but it doesn't seem to be useful for anything other than keeping me awake at night. I helped Master Lee discover the unrest that shapes your future. But I see only problems, while you are destined to find solutions. I envy you for that.
And well, you should. I am bound for great things. Or, please don't put me on a pedestal. I'd rather stand beside.
I'm glad. You have always kept your feet on the ground. What does Master Li say? That you should keep the basics close to heart?
Let's go get your weapon from Guzhin's workshop. It shouldn't be too hard to fend off simple bandits. They're foolish to attempt such an attack.
Let's go together. I could use the company.
Of course. Good company will make the walk go faster.
And now we get our first follower. Your followers will fight alongside you, but you can also access their support abilities by pressing X on the follower screen to change their tactics. So we go into the follower screen, we see here Dawnstars. Her main point of attack is a longsword. Her support recovers your chi. Dawnstar's attacks can damage spirits. That's something to keep in note because once again we've been hearing a lot about ghosts recently. But this basically means is that Dawnstar's special ability is that she is able to fight spirits. If my memory serves correct, not every character you recruit to your team can damage spirits. Dawnstar's magical sensitivity gives her added insight into the world around her. In battle, she cuts swiftly with her long sword. Now we can now go to change tactics and go to attack or support. For right now, we don't need her support, so let's stay with attack. Because her support is helpful, but ultimately not necessary in certain circumstances. But it does add a layer of tactical thinking when you're playing the game. You can either A, have an extra set of hands to do some damage, or B, let your teammates chill out a little bit and give you support while you do all the fighting. There's a risk reward to both.
Nice little town you have here. Not a lot of guards, are there? How are your stocks of food?
I don't know you. Why are you asking me all these questions?
This town isn't well guarded. Forget it, let's just start looting. We'll get first crack at the good stuff.
You're right. This isn't worth it.
Legendary strike. Interesting. So now we're going to start our first serious battle. I guess we don't need to show it off. I was going to show off the harmonious combos, but we don't really need to.
I can't believe they've moved so quickly. We need your weapon. Guzhin will be in his shop north of the main stairs.
It's so awful. They killed him.
Heavens, no!
Cut off the dialogue there. That was my bad, sorry. We go down here. Bamboo cask, get 25 silver. Go over here. I can't open these casks up. And nothing else. So, how fights work is that you will automatically, you don't have to worry about looting corpses in the game. You will automatically pick them up. Pick up whatever valuables they drop. But, you know, it is what it is. Sign to the town square. So we're going to go this way. Wait. Oh yeah, we're going to go this way. This way here.
I heard a terrible scream. Are the bandits here yet?
Yes, they are. You might want to stay indoors. Bamboo cask, open this up. 5 silver, okay. Run right through a pig, as you do. You always want to look around, never know what you might find. Then we're going to go down here. And into...
This building is Guzhin's place. As soon as we can, we should see him to arm ourselves.
Hello, Guzhin, the weapon master. If it isn't two of Master Li's best and brightest, there's not much left for me to teach you to, so you can't be here for lessons.
Hello, Weapon Master Guzhin. Good day to you.
Oh, there's no need for titles. Not from you two. Why do you insist on speaking like that, Guzhin? Or don't waste my time speaking so fond to Guzhin. The old tongue, you mean? Anyone with half an education understands the Fawn, and some of us prefer the way it rolls off the tongue. Don't act like it's a surprise. Lots of people speak it, although I suppose it is concentrated mostly in the prosperous East.
If you'd prefer, I don't need to use Thofan. Now, what brings you here?
I don't have time to waste. Do you have something for me? Or bandit scouts are here in Two Rivers. Naturally sent me for a weapon.
Already? I assume you dealt with them, and the rest are in for quite a surprise when they get here. Well, no time to waste. Dawnstar, I watched you practice with that new blade yesterday, and I must say you take to it naturally. I want you to keep it and use it as your own.
This is a great honor. A good weapon is a true warrior's most treasured possession.
You know, you came here with Master Li as just a babe. I came not long after, and I've been holding on to a weapon for you ever since. Well, two, actually, but you need to choose which one you'll take. Master Li wants you to stay focused on your first weapon.
Where did Master Li find these weapons?
I don't know where your master acquired these, but he has honored me with the care of two legendary weapons. You may choose to arm yourself with a deadly monk staff known as Qian's Justice, or the fabled longsword, Fortune's favorite.
Tell me about the longsword, Fortune's favorite.
They say this blade was created in the forge of Smiling Fortune, blacksmith to the gods. Crafted for his son, this blade eventually found its way into the hands of men. How your master found it, I cannot say, but this ancient longsword is yours if you wish it.
Let me hear about the monk's spade, Tian's Justice.
A monk's spade is a deadly adaptation of a simple tool. It's a graceful weapon, wielded like a staff but with a bladed end, most deadly. This monk's spade is ancient, and some say it was even used by our first emperor, Sagacious Qin. Whether that's true or not, this is a fine, fine weapon.
Well, I'm not... Don't you give her a weapon I don't pick, Dawnstar?
I'm afraid not. She would not be able to handle one of these weapons quite yet. I'll explain why in a moment, but suffice it to say that very few people have your aptitude for maintaining focus in battle. In time, Dawnstar will be able to handle a weapon like this, but don't discount the blade I gave her. Master Li wanted her to have the keenest steel I could find.
Okay, well, let's go with Fortune's favorite. Because this is one I pick. I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter which one you pick right now. It depends on if you want reach or if you want speed. As you heard, Tian's Justice is a spear, while Fortune's favorite is a sword. The spear gives you more reach and is a basic 3-hit combo that keeps your enemies at a distance, but it is much slower. Fortune's favorite is much faster, and that's about it. So it all depends on which one you kind of prefer using.
Your weapon is well deserved, and you'll need it with these bandits so close. If you decide you truly don't like it, however, you can come see me after the bandits are dealt with.
Is there anything else?
One more thing you need to know. These weapons strike with deadly precision, but to wield them safely, you must focus with each strike. Master Li has been training you so that you'd be ready for this kind of weapon, and the drain won't be crippling, but you will get tired over time.
I should go see the townsfolk.
That you should. Those people will be looking to you for leadership until Master Li gets back. I know you'll do well.
Senior student. Oh, excuse me, Weapon Master. I did not mean to interrupt.
Calm down, student. What has you so flustered?
The bandits. They've already been sighted down by the beach, and they're making their way toward the town.
Does Master Li know they're already here?
Master Li hasn't returned yet with Kia Min. I'm sure he will be back before long, but we must depend on you until he returns.
Run back to the school and warn everyone else. I'll deal with these thugs. Come with me and we'll teach these bandits a lesson. How far have they come? Well... How far have they come?
They're making their way toward the town now. The few men in the militia weren't able to stop them.
Okay, how many are there?
I I don't know, but their ship is large. There could be many of them. You have to help, senior student.
Okay, well, since we're the senior student here, we're going to take the responsible option and send this guy running back. Run back to the school and warn everyone else. I'll deal with these stuff.
I will run to the school and seal the gates. Make your way to the beach and teach these bandits a lesson. I know you can.
You've done well, lad. Go back to the school now. Your friends have some new weapons they're dying to try out, I'm sure.
Okay, so the longsword has to get style. And we'll get more and more into it as we go forward. Now, it's important to note that with that specific character, the student, even if you told him to come with you, he's not going to. He'll always go back to the town, so don't even worry about giving him that option. So as you can see here, we have, well, as you go down here. Okay, so powerful weapons require intense concentration to wield properly. The fatigue from their use will drain your focus, which is measured in the yellow bar in the upper left. So yeah, so now we have a legendary strike, a heavenly wave, and fortune's favorite. These all transfer into different combos that we can use. It is actually better in terms of combat to start off with a support combo, just do a legendary, just do a attack combo, and then go into a weapon combo. This is your this is essentially your harmonious combo, because each attack only has 3 hits. It only does 3 hits. So you really want to be. So you're going to have your finger on your D-pad as often as you're going to have it on your attack button to do some serious damage. Scroll stand. The martial arts. The pride, perfection, achievement of an individual are represented in many ways. The honing of the mind, civic achievements, and glory gained for the empire, the development of the spirit, and one's inner energies, and the training of the body. Through the body, the practitioner imposes his will upon himself, and through that, upon the universe. Through use of his body, the martial artist achieves transcendence and strength, overcoming all obstacles, both physical and spiritual. Legacy of Master Li. Hidden bonus books that complete. Now this is why you want to go through and read everything you can. You don't have to read everything. You can just go to the scroll stand or book stand and be done. But these give you extra techniques. We got the Legacy of Master Li. We gain +7 focus. Literary, granted by studying the books in 2 rivers. So upon finding every book in 2 rivers, you essentially get this technique. Master Li's training. Master Li's training techniques have been passed down to all of his students. Some learn better than others and see the greater pattern present within each of his smaller teachings. Each of these minor lessons builds on the others, teaching a student to focus his mind and learn from his surroundings constantly. The lesson of perception may be Master Li's greatest goal. So we got flyer up. Well, so we got all this stuff. And so that's why you really do want to pay attention and go out of your way. Go out of your way to find as many of these scroll stands and book stands that you can to get extra techniques. They do help out, and it will make you a force worth reckoning in the later game. Guard Jung.
Bandits, huh? I see a lot of them. I'd better let someone else have some fun for a change. Can't abandon the gate. You never know if they're gonna sneak around.
Everyone is needed. Get ready to fight.
No, please. I can't fight. I just didn't want to be a rock picker in my grandfather's field. Guarding the gate looked easy. I never thought bandits would actually come. Please don't let them get me. Don't let them.
Okay, he's a coward. Gotcha. So now we're going to go back and make...
Legendary strike.
So here we go.
Heavenly wave.
So you see that guy has a spear? If you pick the spear, that's your combo.
Legendary strike.
So since we use... Ooh! They also drop your aim also drop ores that restore your focus and your health as well. Yeah, and if you and they got air attack as well to help you out. So if you use so if you use a harmonious strike, heavenly wave, it slows your enemy down. You only have to hit him once and go from there, and you can do more damage if you so choose.
There's no one to help you.
Let's do Fortune's favorite there. You can...
I knew someone from the school would help. No one else could. Please, my boy Nijo is trying to fight them down on the beach, but we need someone skilled.
Alright, so he needs a little bit of help.
I can hear fighting to the east. We have to push these bandits back off the beach.
Gotcha, but let's go down here first. So as you can see, every swing takes a little bit of your focus away. And because you're essentially new to it, it takes a lot of your focus. Run this up. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and open this up. You find a bag filled with silver in this chest. 200 silver. Not bad. So yeah, so basically your support moves have different stats effects dealt to your enemies. So basically your debuffs essentially. And then you want to combo those into your more offensive abilities, thus making here's your game save screen. So thus making it easier to easier to deal with your enemies. Trust me, you want to get used to using those, because there are some enemies in the game that will make your life a living nightmare.
Yet another village with no purpose. I will replenish our supplies and continue my search elsewhere. You will all, of course, have to die.
It's also important to note that it's also important to note that whatever support move you have, if you use the other techniques like your charge move or your area of effect, whatever effect it has will extend into that particular attack. More here. Okay. Since we can't really use our Fortune's favorite all too much, it's better to not rely on it that much and use your other skills to help you out. Man, we got Wolverine up in this mother. And yes, your enemies can heal themselves, so be warned, every skill you can use, they can use on you as well. That is something to keep in mind. You don't want to get caught off guard.
What are you? Your skills are more than this tiny village warrants. But I also see something strange, an oddity. You could be an anomaly or a sign of who I seek. A further test is needed. These mercenaries are not the only threat I command. Let us see you contend with this.
Okay, he summoned Ghost. Now, here's something important to note about ghosts. They're much tougher than other enemies, and if you try to use your weapons on them, except for Dawnstar, they are immune to your weapons, so don't bother wasting your time. But they aren't immune to stats effects, so take advantage of that. A little bit.
Impressive. Clearly, I have been too dismissive in my search. This village will be torn asunder. Whatever you are hiding, I will have it. I have seen enough of your skills. You will die now, so I am not troubled later.
You! Well fought, my student, but I cannot risk you against a foe like this yet.
So blatant. We never thought to look in so humble a place. We expected an army. Your strategy, as always, is impeccable.
Your search is over, assassin, but no one will hear of your success. It would seem that my past is catching up to me, and you are destined to be swept along. You have faced your first spirit opponents far sooner than I intended. Dawnstar can explain the nature of such creatures. I must go and make sure everything is in place. I thought I had more time, but perhaps you are ready.
Okay, do we be humble or do we be, like, why'd you step in? I could have fought him. Thank you for your assistance, Master Lee. Let's go ahead and be a little bit naive on this one. Why'd you step in? I could have fought him.
You would have fought, and you would have died. You are not ready, but you soon will be. There is no choice left to us. I will explain at the school. You have done well, but more than this awaits you. See to your fellow villagers and students, and return to me at the school. We have a great deal to discuss.
Okay, and now we have our first level up. So here's how level ups work. You'll get your points, and you get the ability to allocate these points as you see fit. You can always hit Y for a balanced approach. And what it will do is it will allocate the points where it deems necessary. For instance, it deemed it necessary to put it into body and spirit and mind, and leave mind alone because mine's already high. But I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When I do my playthroughs of these games, I usually focus on, well, focus first. I want to try to get, I try to balance everything out as best I can, but my health bar is usually the last thing I focus on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for mind. And every 1 point adds 10 to your focus. Adds 10 to your overall stat when you're doing your level ups. When you get your skills, you know, it adds small modifiers, and those add up as well. So we're going to put this at around 7. We're going to try to get all of our skills up to 7 first, but I want to get mine up to 7. I want to get my spirit up to 7. So this is what we're going to do. 7, 5, 4. Done. Save changes. And now we get 2 style points. These are to spend to upgrade your fighting style. Now, you have your Heavenly Wave, which is your support style. It has a basic palm. You have your Fortune Spirit, which is your attack weapon. And then you have your Legendary Strike. What this does, essentially, is it, as you level up the skill, it increases your speed, your attack power, and your proficiency with it. So let's say I want to upgrade Fortune's Favorite, it would increase the attack power, the speed, and it would cut down on how much focus I need to use it. But trust me on this, you don't want to make a habit of relying on Fortune's Favorite a lot right now. What you want to do is upgrade your basic attack skill. Well, at least me personally. So I'm going to put it into Legendary Strike. Oh, right, my bad. Okay, so I completely misinterpreted. My bad. Okay, so I oversimplified it, but I'm pretty much close to right. Get your damage increase, your chi increase. You can outperform advanced chi strikes in this style. These consume more chi but do more damage. Press the black button to enter chi strike mode, and then your speed. So I'm gonna put one into here, and I'm gonna put one. Oh wait, my bad. You can't put one in here. So each subsequent increase costs more style points to use. Okay. Okay. Can you tell it's been a little bit since I played this game? I completely forgot this is how it breaks down, but it is pretty much the same. So we're going to do this right now. Let's go to your legendary strike, and each individual spot on the graph, it represents one token put in. So let's go here. So we're going to do focus cost reduction for Fortune's Favor. We want to make it a little bit easier to use if we do need to use it. Turn the stylus, and that pretty much does it. You don't have to use your upgrades immediately, and before you ask, you actually do gain more style points per level up as you level up. You don't just gain 2 every time, as then it would take forever to upgrade your skills. Anyway, let's return to the game.
We fought well against those bandits, but I had no idea Master Li could command that kind of power. He destroyed that ship so easily.
This is so confusing. Master Li said I could explain the nature of spirits, but these were different. That sorcerer forced them to appear like wild dogs let loose. So many spirits seem lost, as if the way to their rest is blocked. I didn't think they were dangerous, but those on the beach, I sensed madness. Time drove them mad. You disrupted them by defeating them in combat. They will not reform for a long time. I hope there is peace in that, but I don't know. So much is worrying me.
I prefer it when you are smiling. Is there anything I can do?
I was worried enough when we were expecting bandits. Now it seems there are dangers we don't even know about. Master Li called that sorcerer an assassin. Assassins don't attack at random. They have very specific prey. I don't want anything to happen to this home. I've never belonged anywhere else. Would it be strange of me to say I don't know? I have very little memory of my home before coming here, even though I was 3 years old when I arrived. I remember moving around a lot, never staying anywhere for long, and for some reason, the robes of that sorcerer looked familiar to me. I don't know why. I'm sure it's nothing, just the memories of childhood playing tricks. With glimpses of the spirit realm invading my thoughts, I could have seen them anywhere.
You seem guarded. Are people put off by your abilities? Do you really have any practical use? How this affects you doesn't matter. I have more important questions. Don't be savage. Why did you move around? How'd you come here?
I can't remember specific incidents, but I am used to being shunned. People are not very welcoming of those who appear to not let the dead lay peacefully. Master Li said I was brought to him by a concerned ally who received me from yet another person. That person wanted me safe, but he said he couldn't ensure it himself. Master Li doesn't know who that guardian was or what I needed protection from. He promised to look into it, but he's not had time. Your training has taken precedence. My abilities are just a curiosity. You are the center of attention here. I prefer it this way. I can just be.
Now we can be very friend-zony, or we can be very flirty. It is troubling to not know your past, or you aren't completely unnoticed. You have my eye often enough.
There you go again with your playful words. I never know when you're serious or what my reaction should be.
Thanks for this talk. The events on the beach worried me, but you always improve my mood. Let's get back to what you need to do.
Okay, so who are the people of interest in the village?
Well, we've already visited Gu Jin, who used to be a guard in the west, they say. Old Ming always has a story, and he's usually by the statue on the beach. Merchant Fen Do is in the village square. He's been expecting new goods any day now, for weeks. Oh, for training or learning the philosophy behind martial combat, go see Smiling Mountain. He is behind the ring, near the student quarters. He's always amusing.
How did you help Master Li find out about the restless dead?
I don't want to think about it too much. Manipulating Qi has not come as naturally to me as it has to you. The things I do are different. I can see spirit shapes and hear the odd whisper. Master Li was surprised, but he has not had time to look into it further. Your training is his primary interest. Hopefully I'll find my skills useful for more than just keeping me up at night. Could we go on to something else?
What do you know about the spirit world?
We are all spiritual creatures. When we die, our spirits are released to find their way to the underworld. The journey eases the transition from life to death. If their time among the living was troubled or painful, spirits sometimes get lost. They can seem almost alive and are often mistaken for living creatures. They usually only appear for a short time. They say what they need to say and then are drawn to the underworld.
What makes them so threatening?
If a person's life is very traumatic, his or her spirit can lose its way for a long time. They can go mad trapped in the world of the living. Maddened spirits change. They lose their connection to the living world and begin to channel darker emotions. They can be very dangerous. I've only seen hints of those. It's been enough. I'm very worried about what may be coming.
What happens to them in the underworld?
I don't know. That's the kind of thing old men sit on mountains to discover. Some say it is a place of judgment. Maybe it's about reincarnation. You'd think we could just ask the spirits themselves, but if we can't really understand our own answers, how can we hope to fathom theirs?
Well, I guess that's all for now.
Then we should return to Master Li so he can talk to you about this attack.
And with that, we're going to call the part here. Man, my master can really mess up a boat with one punch, dude. That's chi built up here. And yeah, in the next one, we're going to explore the village a little bit more, speak with some people of interest, hopefully maybe purchase a few goods if we can while we have the chance, and continue on from there. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later.